with my guest today, Cris Jacobs. Welcome to Cris.
Thanks for having me.
So excited to have him here. I've known Cris for a couple years now, and we got to work together on the Mobtown Moon project. I've seen him perform several times as a founding member of The Bridge. I've seen him once as Smooth Kentucky, and of course as his own solo project now. When I listen to your music, Cris, I hear blues, funk, bluegrass, folk, rock, Zydeco, Cajun. I think the Zydeco and Cajun influence have come into your music a little bit more recently, probably the last 5 years. But there's this, it's all topped off with this golden honey voice that you're going to hear in about 10 minutes. It's incredible. And it's a pleasure for me to be able to spend 3 days dedicated to listening to the 2 albums I have with The Bridge, including National Bohemian, and the one before that, it's slipping my mind.
Blind Man's Hill.
Yeah, Blind Man's Hill. And then your most recent album, Cats and Dogs, that came out last year.
Yeah.
Which was a solo album with a band. Well, I guess it was the Cris Jacobs
Yeah,
band.
it was the current lineup that I had recording that. We were playing together for a while. Dave Hadley, Mike Gambone, Jake Leckie, Ed Huff. Yeah.
So was that the same as the Band of Johns, or was that a different?
No, that's a different band. That's the Band of Johns.
Cris has like 12 bands.
Yeah, it's just you got to mix it up sometimes. The Band of Johns, everybody in the band's name is John.
Yeah.
So it was an easy name to come up with.
Except for you.
Except for me.
Okay.
So it's Cris Jacobs and the Band of Johns. John Tamakos, John Ginty, and Jake Leckie, whose real
name is John.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So when I was listening, and I had read this in your bio too, and I agree with it, that there's a sort of a mix in your sound of Del McCoury, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I also hear a little bit of Grateful Dead in there.
I've been known to dabble. Yeah.
Yes. And when you hear his guitar playing, you'll understand what the SRV references, because it's amazing. The first thing I want to talk to you about is you're a pretty prolific writer for the last 12 years at least, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So give us a little glimpse into how you start a song, because your genres and your songwriting range from the typical thing that we're all really writing about, which is love, whether it's requited or unrequited. But you also have amazing references. Like, I love the references to outer space that are in a couple of your songs.
Well,
tell me how you start a song.
I start a song by putting the padding up on the walls and get my straitjacket in place, because it's usually a pretty insane process. No, it's I start a song usually by just some sort of general either musical idea on the guitar, some sort of vocal melody, or some sort of lyrical phrase that pops into my head that seems like a cool thing to, it's for me, a song, it just needs kind of that spark, that springboard to just take off. And then from there, I'll play a little riff on the guitar, or I'll have a melody, and it's just sort of like an improvisational composition process. It's a composition but done improvisationally. So, I'll go through all kinds of drafts and versions of something sometimes before I really set it. I wish I was one of those songwriters that could say, I just sat down at the typewriter and it just came out of me in 5 seconds and it was a song.
I don't think that actually exists though for the really truly great songs, because you have to be revising and revising and revising.
Exactly. And occasionally, there are a couple songs that I've written that have just come so easily, and then there's a lot that are much more labored, and it's a craft and a process. So yeah, I'd say that's where I kind of start from, is just some sort of idea that feels good in some way, either word-wise or musical-wise, and then from there I sort of take it and let it dictate maybe what the song's about, unless there's something specific going on that I want to write about. But sometimes the song kind of tells you, the music will kind of tell you what you're about to write about, and sometimes I'll just start writing until I stumble on something and, go through, paragraphs and verses of what the hell am I writing about, until I say, okay, that's what it is, and, it's...
But don't you think that's sort of, I always equate it to, I mean, I've never been a sculptor, but when I talk to sculptors about their process, or you read about their process, the craft of songwriting is sort of similar too. Or a poet would say the same thing. That you start with this prose idea and you're whittling down and carving away until you get to the bare sentiment.
John Prine, one of my favorite songwriters, line is that you don't write, you edit.
Yeah.
And that's, you start with this huge lump of clay and you just eventually, mold it down to...
Which I think is a really difficult thing to do in 2014, or even for the last 15 years as a songwriter, because everything is so fast, and people are expecting that your output has to be immediate, that you have to be constantly writing and producing things.
Yes.
But if you're taking the craft really seriously, it takes years to edit stuff, and you have to be really reflective, and it's a solo process. I want to get to your collaborative work in just a minute, but
Yeah.
writing, all types of writing, really has to be a person alone in a room, like you said, the street jacket.
Exactly, and that's sort of what it's been like for the last 2 months for me. You know, since the new year, I've been sort of on a mission to put a whole bunch of new material together. My
Good.
goal is to put out a solo record, just solo guitar and vocals, and
Oh, good.
yeah, I'm excited about it. So it's been, you know, lots of ideas going, and you know, some dead ends and some beautiful ideas popping up, and it's one of those things where when you got your head down and working, it's hard to kind of gauge your progress, and then sort of one day, you know, I wake up and go, oh wow, yeah, I've already got like 4 or 5 songs in the can, and those are pretty good. So
Good.
yeah, so it's just, you know, full steam ahead, and I don't know exactly when it's, you know, going to be finished, which is good because I don't have a specific deadline, and I'm really just going after the boldest, strongest vision that I can.
But that's the beauty of not being beholden to a label.
Right.
And I mean, all of us would love to be having financial support from somebody.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But the freedom of not having this sort of overhanging deadline where you have to produce a product at a certain time is
Then again, sometimes I do better if it's like, all right, you need to finish this song.
with a boss.
You know, like if
Absolutely.
I've been in the studio and we've needed one more song or something, you know, and it's like, you know, you have 3 hours, go
to get it done.
And, as a matter of fact, I got married last year, and I wanted to write a song for my wife on our wedding day, and it was like the months leading up to it, I threw away probably 10 different things that it's not good enough, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. And literally the night before, I'm laying in bed going, wow, I didn't even finish a song. What kind of a lame songwriter am I to can't even express a song to my wife on our wedding day? So, you know, we got up that morning after I was up not sleeping because I was worried about that, and she you know, went and did her makeup at her mom's house, and I sat down and cranked one out in about an hour.
And I bet it was beautiful.
And it was great, yeah.
Good.
So, you know, it's a funny thing like that. It's
Sometimes
nice to not
hard-
have deadlines, but sometimes a deadline will just, you know, kind of kick you in the
Yeah,
in the
totally.
gear, you know.
So, if you don't know this, I don't know how you don't know this, but Cris founded a band in 2001, 2002 called The Bridge
2001, yeah.
with Kenny Liner.
Mm-hmm.
And the first gig I read a couple of articles about The Bridge, and which were fascinating because I'd seen you guys play at one of the residencies at the 8x10,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't realize that your first gig was at Paloma's,
Yeah.
which was a club down in the Mount Vernon area of Baltimore that I played a couple of times, probably around the same time you were. And it was
Okay.
sort of this dark, really dark
Yeah.
stage
Yeah.
where you couldn't see if the sketchy stuff was happening in the back of
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
But you moved The Bridge you guys worked together for 10 years.
10 years to the day.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we did our first gig on the night before Thanksgiving in 2001, and then broke up, or did our last show, even though we just played last night. But we did our last, you know, farewell show on night before Thanksgiving in 2011.
Well, the reason that they broke up was not anything to do with band conflict or anything
Right.
like that, and so I can understand why you would want to get together with those guys.
Yeah,
And reunite when you can.
Yeah, it was more just that we had been hitting the road like for 10 years, doing 200 plus shows, and
Talk to me about playing the bigger festivals, moving from a place like Paloma's, which is a small club in Baltimore, to you've played the All Good Music Festival, you've played Bonnaroo, and then you also played a festival in Switzerland called Blue Balls.
Blue Ball, yeah.
Or Blue Ball.
Blue Ball Festival.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
not Blue Balls.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't that kind
misread.
of festival, yeah, but
What was it like to play for the Swiss?
that was incredible. That was just an incredible experience. Probably one of my fondest Bridge memories. We talk about that all the time because we had no idea what to expect, and we literally got off the plane and were escorted to our penthouse hotel
Nice.
suite, and were treated like royalty for a few days, and it was really great. They gave us passes to go around the whole city. It was in the city of Luzerne,
Oh,
which
wow.
was gorgeous, and we played for probably 2,000, you know, attentive people. We played it was like sort of the end of the festival, last set of the thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and like a 4-hour set for, you know, 2,000 attentive people the whole time. It was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible, yeah.
How did that compare to playing All Good? Because you guys have done All Good a couple
Yeah,
of
well,
times.
All Good's great. We've that was sort of our coming of coming of age at All Good. I think we gained a lot of recognition, a lot of fans there. We played it, I think since 2003 or 4 every year.
Oh, good. And you'll play this summer?
There's actually not an All Good this summer,
okay.
but it's probably hopefully going to be back next
okay.
year. Yeah.
Also, I would recommend you guys check out, you can search for The Bridge. There's a great live recording of their performance at the Jefferson Theater in Virginia that I was listening to. And it's one of those moments where I love to compare how skilled you guys are on stage. Even in a live recording, it just sounds amazingly well rehearsed.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about the newest album, which is called Songs for Cats and Dogs.
Right, this isn't very new anymore, but yeah.
It's only a year old.
Yeah, I guess a year or two.
I still consider stuff from the 70s new,
yeah, it's
so
true,
it's new to me, it's new to other people.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple songs on that album that struck me. Dragonfly is a beautiful song. It reminds me of a friend of mine's band, Lucero. There's a rougher edge to it. It's a little bit more rockin'. But I can also hear your New Orleans influence on that song a little bit. And you've been co-writing and working with Ivan Neville from Dumpsta Funk and the Neville Brothers.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
can you talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, it's been a really cool process. Ivan and I become friends over the years, and sort of the idea sprung up from a mutual friend to say, why don't you guys do something together? And as we were sitting there playing some poker together at Harrah's in New Orleans, we said, yeah, let's do it.
I know that Harrah's.
Yeah, so,
downtown.
Oh yeah, so we said, yeah, let's do it. So it's been really fun over the last year and a half. We've gotten together maybe 2 or 3 times, and just him at the piano, me at the guitar, just making noise and shouting and mumbling sounds until we come up we sort of write the same way of just starting with abstract things and then molding it down, and we've come up with I'd say 8 to 10 really solid tunes.
Cool.
That we're continuing to sculpt, and the plan is May, right after Jazz Fest. We're finishing up.
Oh, good.
Record.
Is Dumpsta Funk playing Jazz Fest this year?
They are, yeah.
Good.
They are, and I will be there.
And if you're in Baltimore, every once in a while they come up and play the 8x10.
Oh, yeah.
It's an incredible show.
Yeah, I mean, Ivan Neville's, he's New Orleans funk royalty.
Yeah.
And just one of the most soulful, natural musicians I've ever.
And an incredible
with.
voice, too.
Oh, my God, yeah, incredible. Yeah.
Well, back to your song, Dragonfly. There are some wonderful little tidbits in your writing that... The great thing about listening to Chris's music is that you should listen first for his voice, just the tones of his voice, and then all the supporting instruments on the recordings, and then dig into the lyrics, because there's this great line in Dragonfly, ain't no mosquito, I don't need no sting to be heard. Mm-hmm. And there's these there's the mix is so great on that song. The congas come up right after the choruses.
Yeah.
And right after you say the line about the mosquito, Dave Hadley hits this hovering note on pedal steel.
Yeah.
And it's just so perfect, I think, because when we're writing as songwriters and in the studio and you're producing your own music, to have these other instruments come in and really illustrate the words is really effective. That line is beautiful. The line before it is about trying to learn ballet as a hummingbird.
Yeah.
And then I'm not a mosquito, I don't need to sting to be heard.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song about being free in a relationship, but also being front and center in front of somebody, I felt like.
That's a great interpretation. Yeah, I mean, that's what's great about it, is you can take it all different kinds of ways. That song's actually influenced, too, about... I was reading this thing about how dragonflies are considered to be, the most highly evolved creatures...
Really?
In the universe, in a lot of ways, and so I sort of ran with that and some of the things it was saying about how their ability to move in any direction that they want, faster and more efficient than anybody else and any other creatures, and that they are sort of above the notion of needing to sting or bite to feed, or like a mosquito or so. I sort of ran with that.
But I feel like that's one of the things that as songwriters, when you start to learn about. I write a lot about history, and it's fascinating to go and dig into these things, especially the natural world. We're so distant from it, and to be able to say, I'm going to take a couple weeks to just learn about an insect, so that I can write about it.
It's funny, the things that strike you, you're just like, that's an interesting thing, and sometimes it's timing of well, I do have this little riff here, let's see, and just start.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
The other song I wanted to talk about is Time's Worth a Million, which, when I was listening to that over the weekend, I heard a little bit of Chris Isaak, a little bit of Elvis Presley, a little bit Buddy Holly, but definitely Do you know the song "The Coast" by Paul Simon?
Mm-hmm.
When I was just listening to the song "Times Worth a Million," which is a long piece.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
And there's a range of styles. One of the things I love about listening to your records is that there's this movement from style to style in one song.
Mm-hmm.
You're changing time signature, you're changing key sometimes, but you're also just changing feel from a hard rocker to a soft dolce tone. It's really...
Yeah.
You are a dragonfly, Cris
It's
Jacobs!
sort of my schizophrenic, Gemini, I guess.
Okay, that explains a little bit.
Yeah, I've never been able to settle on one thing, and so I think it's a blessing and a curse musically.
Well, it's hard to market, and that's what. But who gives a crap about that? Can I say that? Who gives a shit about that?
Yeah, some people do, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's just who I am, and it's just one day I'll be feeling something, sweet and pretty, and the next day I'll be feeling something rude and dirty and funky, and it's sometimes multiple times a day that it'll change, and but it's all genuine to me, so I don't have a problem doing it, and if somebody has a problem putting me in a box, and I don't want to be in their box anyway.
Yeah, but I want to remind people that Cris and I both are actually, we're doing this novel thing called selling recorded music, so you could buy...
What is that?
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't feel like they should buy recorded music anymore. It's not really a trend or popular thing, but I would love to encourage you to go to CrisJacobs.com, which you can see on your screen right now. And
CRIS.
Yes, CRS.
Right.
There's no H in that name. CrisJacobs.com, and you can find his schedule there. Tell us about your most exciting gig coming up in 5 days. Not most exciting, but it's exciting for me. I'm stoked for you.
We're going to Jamaica with the bridge.
Everyone is super jealous.
Yeah. So I'm sort of not making a huge deal.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. The bridge got invited to play. It's called Jam in the Sand, and it's a 5-day festival with Dark Star Orchestra and Steel Pulse and us.
That's going to be really chill. And
yeah,
awesome.
That'll be awesome.
It's incredible. So I don't want to talk anymore because I want Cris to get to playing. I do encourage you to visit his website. Give us a few minutes. I made this video of Cris performing Money on the Mobtown Moon CD. So it's just a few pictures, a little video behind the scenes of our rehearsal. We were rehearsing it almost 2 years ago. And
it's been that long? Wow.
It has been a while. Time is flying.
Yeah.
So just enjoy this. We're going to reset the stage for Cris to play, and stick with us. Yay.
Get away, you get that good job, more pay, and you're okay. Money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and make a stash. New car, caviar, 4-star daydream. Think about me, a football team. Money, you get back. I'm alright, Jack. Keep your hands off of my stack. Money, it's a hit. Don't give me that good bullshit. High fidelity.
All right. Hey, Internet Land. This is a song called City Rain.
anywhere but inside of these walls again, closing all in on me. Ain't feeling like talking no more. Don't have anything that I could say today. Haven't said 100 times. Oh, I just listen for the humming storm. Thunder say it's coming for me, baby, like a hurricane. And the pain like dirt in the gutter gonna wash away. I go walking in the city rain, trying to find my feet again. Oh, whistling a hope for the lost and the can't remember where they been. I go walking in the city rain, and I'm waiting on the sky to change. Oh, trying to find some truth in the matter. I'm living on blind love. I can't see, all I can ever do is feel my way, move around any wall, and listen for the horn calls of the last long gone westbound ferry while she fades away. Sweet baby, I'm on the low, saying that on one of these broken down days, all my trouble gonna fade away, and we're gonna see the sky so clear. Is that sweet sundown coloring over our cheeks? I go walking in the city rain, oh, trying to find my feet again. Oh, whistling a hope for the lost and the can't remember where they been. I go walking in the city rain, and I'm waiting on the sky to change. Oh, trying to find some truth in the matter. While the hopeless faces by the corner store, wondering why me, wondering what for. I let it run all over me in a cold downpour, and look up to the sky above and say, is this how the story goes? Oh. I'm passing by the train yard. Ain't it like the coming and going is the only thing that ever really remains? But destinations and freight cars in between there and here never really did amount to much but the junk and the rusty chains. Whoa, but I can hear the vagabond souls saying the only way to get back home is to keep moving on again, and to push on but any old way you can. I go walking in the city rain, oh, trying to find my feet again. Oh, whistling a hope for the lost and the can't remember where they been. I go walking in the city rain, and I'm waiting on the sky to change. Oh, trying to find some truth in the matter. Yeah. I go walking in the city rain. I keep waiting on the sky to change. I'm just looking for some truth in the matter. Yeah, yeah. Oh, just trying to find my feet again. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a fairly new song called City Rain that hasn't been recorded yet, but that's actually one of those tunes that I believe will be on that record that I'm doing with Ivan Neville. And this is also a unrecorded tune.
called The Devil or Jesse James.
Got me a brand new hat today, long in the brim to keep my eyes hidden. Getting me some brand new shoes tomorrow, all for the rhythm that I'm walking, brown for the dusty ground, made for the east by way of town. Oh, I wave Oklahoma another goodbye again. When I took off, I was gone, gone like a turkey running through the corn. Just like a chapter closing, hidden in the closet with the skeletons and the clothes. I'll be going down the highway soon, while I'm handing at the Cajun room. Sound the bell, circle the wagons and roll out the red road. If Dasher were to call my name, I'm the devil or Jesse James. Sound the bell, circle the wagons and roll out the red road. I say roll out the red road. Rather meet a stranger than a friend. If I never had, I never could depend on anybody but myself to serve. But I used to get a honey by the coyote, used to shake my every nerve. But oh Lord, the night terrors are through. Got a cold blank slate and another 9 to prove. Spent some down in Mexico, cross the river down the Nuevo Laredo. Maybe pick up to Guadalajara, maybe in a day or two, maybe tomorrow. I'll be going down the highway soon, while I'm howling at the Cajun room. Sound the bell, circle the wagons and roll out the red road. If Dasher were to call my name, I'm the devil or Jesse James. Sound the bell, circle the wagons and roll out the red road. I say roll out the red road. 'Cause I'm a little Indian boy. I'm a little Indian boy, ain't got no home. Myself walking on my way to pick up and loan and going on and down the road. Some call me a churchyard sinner, some call me a graveyard saint. You can call me anything that you want, call me the devil or Jesse James. You call me a churchyard sinner, call me a graveyard saint. Call me anything that you want to do, call me the devil or Jesse James. Call me the devil or Jesse James. Call me the devil or Jesse James.
All right, thank you so much. The Devil or Jesse James. Talk about songwriting, just little phrases that pop up into your head that you just run with, you know? this, speaking of that project with Ivan Neville, this is a tune that we co-wrote together. It was really cool. Just started out with some general noise making, and then we sculpted it down into this and traded writing verses and finishing lines of verses together, and it's a really beautiful song. It's called River Behind Me.
It seemed lifetimes ago since we were one. A rootless tree in the wind, still a mother's son, drifting along, reaching for some way back to where he belongs. I keep traveling on, somewhere to go. He finds love in the song, only truth I know. All I can do is call out for you and hope you hear me at all. They're right beside me, letting me know. River behind me, watching me grow, just like the first time. Open my eyes, love it ain't no surprise. It should long enough now, I should know better. When time seems so unsure, I know we're still together. Give me this song, keeping me strong. You've been right here all along. They're right beside me, letting me know. River behind me, watching me grow, just like the first time. Open my eyes, loving me always, ain't no surprise. They're right beside me, letting me know. River behind me, watching me grow, just like the first time. Open my eyes, love it ain't no surprise.
All right, thank you. Thanks so much. All right. Well, I think I'll play some cigar box guitar now. Change it up a little bit. Yeah. This funky, awesome thing was made for me by a friend of mine from Eugene, Oregon, named Braxton Nagel. The name of his company is Braxtone Guitars. And it's really fun and awesome, and I've already got 2 of them now. But it's 3 strings and a cigar box. But you can do some really cool things on it. I'm gonna play. I'll start out with this Blind Willie Johnson song that I like to do. A happy song called "Lord, I Just Can't Keep From Crying." That was a joke.
Lord, and I just can't keep from crying sometimes. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. My heart filled with song, my eyes filled with tears. Oh, and I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Mother, she told me, angels bounded your life away. Said I would be thankful, but trust in the Lord to pray. I'm on the King's Highway, traveling every day. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Just can't keep from crying sometimes. Heart filled with sorrow and my eyes filled with tears. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Mother, she gone. Father, sister too. Brother, no, he could not stay. They're gone with the chosen few. They're on the King's Highway, traveling every day. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Heart filled with sorrow and my eyes filled with tears. I just can't keep from crying sometimes. Oh, and I just can't keep from crying sometimes. I just can't keep from crying sometimes.
Thank you. All right. And here's a tune, one of the oldest songs I ever wrote. I think I started writing this song in college when I was just sort of fiddling with becoming a songwriter. I scribbled a few of these verses down and then forgot about it, and then became a song that the Bridge played a lot, and I've continued to play it ever since. So, and then I got this and said, oh, what songs can I mess up and make weird? So this is one of them. It's called Station Blues.
North from nowhere, gone south from here. Way too dark for me to steer, so I'm standing there waiting for the blind. Maybe riding down to Caroline, but I've been a long time waiting on that train. Better get on board before the rain. Mama say you are a lucky son. I've been waiting all night long and that train don't come. I lights gone down on my waiting gate. Stationary saying that you're too late, but I spent the last of my poor share. Waited on line for railroad fare. Been a long time waiting on that train. Better get on board for the rain. Mama say you are a lucky son. I've been waiting all night long and that train don't come. Gonna have to find that engineer, gonna have to tell that to go down. Just gotta get on out of here, been waiting too long in that town. Heard the news, paid no mind. Just another thing long left behind. When I heard it coming, bound from home. Long black train gonna carry me on. But I've been a long time waiting on that train. Better get on board for the rain. Mama say you are a lucky son. I've been waiting all night long. Said I've been waiting all night long. That train don't come. The train don't come. Oh, and that train don't come. Oh, no, the train don't come. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, that's fun. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to play one more and then get Ellen Cherry to come up and accompany me on something after that. Let's see. I'm going to do a tune here that actually I haven't played in a while, but why not? It's a tune that the Bridge recorded on our last record, and we didn't get to play a lot because it's a slow, pretty song, and the bars don't take too kindly to those. But it's called "Dirt on My Hands." Oh, the long morning ground, the tracks of a wounded man, all that remain. Deep as the secrets he carried, wide as the plain, as he wakes to ride to the trumpet's last blow on heartbroken lands, wipes his eyes clear of mud-stained tears, with dirt on his hands. All the storms have relented. Oh, mama, it's been too long without this peace. Took me the distance to remember your sweet release. But let's go far away now from the sounds of the same old slow marching bands. Play us a tune by the light of the moon, with dirt on our hands. Oh, the song of of the broken down beggar still rings like a bell. The tears in his melody sing what the words could not tell. His hand-me-downs, so torn and abused, are the marks of a warrior's pride, from fires that once burned inside, that speak low in volumes, much more than they hide, like the voice of a lover, with hints of a longing she knows not what for, and a tired man firing shells in the air evermore. Well, I'd stand in the trenches and dig you a diamond from dry desert sands, hold it up high to that long forgiving sky with dirt on my hands. Some give their chills in the night, others just leave a trace of all of the living. Time may just forgive all the scars of a young man's shame. In time will not still burn the same, but serve to remind him which way I became, as the sight in the mirror, so beautifully cracked in the lines I see, just the face of an angel scattering imperfectly. Won't you take me now and lay down your judgment, so we can dance one more sweet waltz worth all the cost of dirt on my hands, of dirt on my hands. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right, now for the fun stuff, I'm gonna get my friend Ellen Cherry. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. This is
Dude, thank you.
This is really fun and really great, and continue to watch these things because it's a really cool thing that Ellen Cherry is doing, and not a lot of people do, and it's just for the love of the music, and it's a great thing, and I really do appreciate you involving me.
Well, I think that maybe it's us who needs to thank you, because I feel like this afternoon has been proof that music is a healer, and it's one of those essential things that I think we need. It's just been, I don't know how you feel out there, but here in the room, we have all been really grateful for this experience, and I feel incredibly lucky that not only do I get to know Cris as a person and as a friend, but that I get to experience your incredible output of your artistry. Just sitting there watching you and perform, I feel incredible that you're in our house. I feel like our house sort of got a little magic spell put over it.
Too kind, too kind.
So before we start this last song, which I'm very privileged and honored to sing backup for Cris on this beautiful song that's on his album Cats and Dogs, which, as you know, you should buy it from him. There's a picture of it right there. It's a beautiful, wonderful, hilarious cover.
That's
And
actually my dog's head in the middle on my body.
I think that's perfect. It's a wonderful album. You should also get Blind Man's Hill and National Bohemian and older Bridge recordings because they do occasionally reunite and get to play in Baltimore and Jamaica and other cool places.
And look out for a new album from me some point in,
Yes.
in the future.
The
Near
thing is,
future.
I feel like you and I have the same issues that we can't stop.
Right. Yeah.
And it's good. I use it as a form of therapy to get those ideas out of my body.
It
And
keeps me, like, a good balance of insane and grounded.
At the
and
same time.
They sort of work against and for each other. So.
good. So, yeah, definitely keep up with Cris Jacobs at his website, chrisjacobs.com. Our next guest coming up March 9th is Root. You'll enjoy her as well. I just got confirmation from Leah Gilmore that she'll be appearing in season 2. She's a wonderful gospel singer and activist. Coming up this summer, we have the Mole Suit Choir, Super City, cool. and Femi and David from the Fifth L will be returning in August.
Good stuff.
And Peter Minkler, violist for the BSO, will also be here. So it's a privilege to have Cris Jacobs on the stage today. I want to give a special thanks to Dan Chase on lights and camera. Yay to Dan. This would be impossible without both Dan's help and also Sean Wilson on sound and gear purchasing and everything else. So thanks to Sean Wilson. Let's give him a round of applause. If you are so inclined that you love the show and you want to support it, there's a PayPal button below the screen. Please scroll down. I want to thank all of our supporters who have donated and helped chip away at the financial cost of the show. We want to keep it free for you, and I'll continue to post new episodes from season 1 as we get them edited. So we're going to sing one of my favorite songs off of Cats and Dogs to see you out.
Help me, babe. I think that I'm falling. Aimless arms reaching for nothing. Push myself out till I'm nowhere. Only me and all my stones. 'Cause I don't wanna be all alone. I don't wanna be all alone. And you are the only way I can see clearly now. Be my stars when my ship is sailing. I'm lost in the darkness and my sight is failing. Be my stars when the midnight blinds me. The closer you are, the further you'll find me. Oh. Too wrapped up in my illusion to see with my very own eyes all of the infinite beauty, innocent, blessed of design. Oh, but without your constellations, I see only empty space. Oh, will I forever be a wanderer? ship is sailing. I'm lost in the darkness, and my sight is failing. Be my stars when the midnight blinds me. The closer you are, the further you'll find me. Oh. Be my stars, be my stars. Whenever I'm drifting too far now, baby, want you to find me. Whenever I'm sailing in the dark, want you to light my way back home. Be my star.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Cris
Ellen
Jacobs.
Cherry.
Cris Jacobs, everybody. Check him out.
Thank you.
See you next time, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Awesome.
All night long I see the big wheel roll, gone round, never under control. When they're gone wound up on my bed, well I don't really know. Don't remember how I got so stuck, chasing down bourbon with bad luck. I just wanna go, I just wanna go. Don't know time, well I don't know days, wander like a lizard in a long maze. Hit a wall, then another dead end place to where I never know. Bright light shining like the dead man's eyes, stealing like the blank ones rolling the dice. That I don't wanna roll, I don't wanna roll. Gonna be up one, but these days I know. And I got a feeling that it won't be long. Ever gonna dig up on a lucky bone? Tell me how long until the fall's gonna come. Could you give me back a little bit of luck? I'll be gone for the off-fall time. Oh, when the big wheel's gonna roll, rider never under control. Pick up the handle, grab a pole, spin it around and lay 'em on the back hole. And the big wheel's gonna roll, rider never under control. Pick up the handle, grab a pole, spin it around and lay 'em on it down. Take the last of what I ain't yet burned, gone as far as I'm concerned. Out of my hands while I watch it turn to where